Have you started working out postpartum and during a workout you notice that your stomach is forming a triangle shape? You might have something that is called coning or doming. If you don't address the coning and doming, you will not be able to heal your abs separations after baby or diastasis recti, and you will continue to look like you're still pregnant. So in this video today, I'm going to show you how to identify if you have coning and doming and how to address it in 3 simple steps. Hi, my name is Becky Choi. I am a postpartum corrective exercise specialist. So coning is something that I commonly deal with my one-on-one coaching clients and also including myself back then when I was trying to heal my own. I always see coning, which is caused by the stretching and thinning of your connective tissues during pregnancy and labor. So how do we identify this? Now in this video, you can obviously see that coning that I'm pointing, and you can see that I'm forming a triangle shape in the abdomen. Something is like pushing out of my stomach in the midline. So that is coning or doming, whichever you call it. They are the same thing. Now in this video here, you see that I'm actually just leaning back. I have this coning that is coming out of my midline. Now, coning doesn't only happen during a workout. It can happen during any activity that is causing a lot of intra-abdominal pressure in your abdomen, that is causing the pressure to push toward the weakest point of your body, which is usually the abdomen, right? Where the midline of the stretching of the abdomen, maybe you feel of separations in your abdomen, so it's pushing toward that. That's why all the pressure, they go against that area. And so it can happen when you're coughing, when you're sneezing, when you're getting on and off the couch, maybe you're trying to get yourself up off the floor, you're holding your baby and then you bend backward to reach something, you notice that you're doming. So it can happen at any time when you need to use your core, but you're not engaging your core most optimally to tense up the core muscles and mainly the deeper transverse abdominal muscles. Now, doming itself is actually not bad. It's just a feedback for you to experiment with different exercises. We just do not want it to overdoing this and keep pushing our limits without actually engaging our core properly. We don't want to overdo it, because if you do overdo it, you might hear people say you're going to worsen your situation, you're going to rip it open, you're going to have more prominent protruding belly and protrusion that lead to a hernia. Now, it can happen only if you keep pushing your limits. Hernia may not happen, but you might be continuously stretching your connective tissue that is so weak that it can be irreversible. And I want to share with you, I am the case of that tissues here. You will see some of the videos I'm going to show you in just a moment here. You just see how stretched and thin out my tissues are. Even if I wanted to get a 6-pack or even a 2-pack abs, is not possible just because of how stretched my connective tissues are. However, I'm able to manage my doming very well. I don't dome anymore when I'm doing exercises, and I'll show you how to control yours so you don't look like you are forever pregnant and actually doing exercises without fearing of doming. Now I'm going to show you 3 tools to help you to get started, to help you manage your core pressure, and you can start doing it right now at home. They are all equally important, so please make sure you watch the video until the end. Now, if you do want to work with me one-on-one with accountability and customize your program with workouts and nutrition, make sure you check out my website, www.tummywarrior.com. Now, the first step you need to learn in order to manage your core coning is core engagement, especially the deep transverse abdominal muscles, and you need to tense that up and use that correctly. So in an example here, I'm going to show you how, but there are different cueings that you will want to learn and mind to muscles connect with yourself in order for you to engage that core muscles. Cues such as bring a blueberries up with your ladies part, sipping up a smoothie with a straw with your ladies part, thinking about your hip bones are drawing in together, thinking your belly button is bringing toward your spine, or zipping a zipper off your skinny jeans slowly, or thinking about elevator is elevating up. Now, whichever cue it is for you, you must know how to feel for your core muscles to be engaged, not just the obliques and not just the rectus abdominal muscles. Now, here in this video, I'm going to show you. Now, lie down on your back. You can put your finger just above your hip bones like I'm doing so right now. Take a deep inhale, 360. Inhale through your nose, expand your belly and your chest, and then use one of the cues that I was telling you earlier and tense up your core muscles. Now, if you place a finger here, do you feel that tensions there? Do you feel that there is tightness there, that you're pressing on and it's like firm? Compared to before, when you're not tensing up your core muscle, it's like, oh, It's like very bouncy, it's very loose, very soft. Use the different cues and try at different times to see which one seems to tense up more. You do want to try this beside a mirror and maybe have somebody to record you to see how your core is doing. Now, when I'm recording this, I also wanted to show you how my muscles are feeling when I'm relaxing and when I'm engaging. So right now, I'm very relaxed. You can just see how much loose skin I have. They're just very, very jiggly. Now, breathe in, engage your core, tensing up. Now if I'm feeling my muscles again, like I can feel it like underneath my skin. So that is a good way and good cueing for you. Okay, am I tensing up my muscle? Is my stomach flattening compared to breathing in and then engagement? Because when you're breathing in 360, your body is expanding, your chest, your belly, the side of your ribs are moving, and also the back is expanding. So once you're contracting and engaging your core, the entire abdomen should be flattened because gravity is pulling you down. No matter how bulging your belly might be when you're standing up, if gravity is pulling you down, everything should be flattening. And when you're engaging, it should pull it down even more, just like the video I showed you earlier. And also just place the finger right above your hip bones and see if there's any tensions there. Now, as I mentioned earlier, not all doming is bad. It might be intimidating to try a harder exercise, new exercise. Other people say, don't do plank, don't do crunches, don't lean back and all of that, right? It can worsen your situation, but you need to try in order to give yourself feedback. So I wanted to show you this exercise that I'm leaning back, and at some point you might see myself doming. Now I'm breathing in here, drawing in my abdomen using the cue, lots of loose skin there. As you can see, I'm leaning back. I'm gonna lift my leg off the floor and then my hand off the floor. You can almost see like it's a lot of pressure on my abdomen because I do have really thin tissues there. So the pressure is pushing toward the front, but I'm holding it really well. I try to brace and engage my core more every time that I'm feeling that I'm a little bit weak and that I'm a little bit tired. I'm trying to brace my core, drawing in that cues, lifting the blueberries up, zipping up the skinny jean, bring the belly button toward your spine, whatever cues that work for you, that you can manage that core pressure, like you can flattening that coning. You might be leaning back and you see yourself coning, but if you are bracing yourself more, maybe you use a cue to help you to engage better, and you're trembling, you're shaking, and that is an amazing sign because your core is working. Your core muscle is trying to work and rebuild. So it's actually a good sign. So don't be afraid to try harder exercises. Doming is a feedback for you. Now, the last tool I wanted to share with you to help you to manage coning so you can heal your diastasis recti faster, getting a flatter tummy, is doing your exercises in different positions. You might often see exercises that is lying on your back. Now, it might not necessarily be good for you because it might not create enough tensions for you to do the workout, or it could be just way too hard in that position. So try lying on your side, or even try a tabletop position. So here in this video, I'm going to show you that I'm going to do sort of like a modified plank here, but on a chair, and I'm going to roll forward. Now again, I'm going to show you how to breathe in. You can see my ribs are moving. I'm expanding my body gently and slowly, and then drawing in to engage my core. Now, and then I'm going to slowly roll forward. You can use a ball, you can use a chair like I'm doing. You can bring your knees further back, and you can see I'm engaging my core. Now, you might think that I'm kind of bulging out there because I have that kind of skin hanging there. Now, if I'm rolling forward, I'm gonna help myself to pull the skin away. You see, it's pretty flat. Now, the skin could impede your judgment whether you are bulging or doming. So that's why I like to film myself when I'm doing a challenging exercises and exercises that I'm not sure if I can handle it. I would film myself and rewatch that video. And so that I can see that, oh, you know what? When I'm actually pulling the skin away, my tummy is flattened. It's a straight line. It's pulling toward the bony landmark of my ribs and my hip bones. So I know that I'm not doming there. I didn't see myself doming there. I can also use my finger for feedback to see how hard it is. And that's also one last tip I wanted to share with you. If you are feeling the doming, right? Pretending this is a doming, if you're feeling the doming, it's like super hard and you're pushing it like a full-size balloon and there's not much room there for you. it's a lot of pressure inside, then it does tell me that doming is quite hard. Now, on the other hand, if the doming is like a half-filled balloon and you're pressing it, it's quite soft, then that means that it's not a true doming. So you can use a different cueing or brace your core more, like I was telling you in tool number 2. So try those 3 tools. Let me know which one is most useful and most helpful for you. And I know sometimes it can be cumbersome to like film a video and look at yourself, and it can be annoying. I totally understand, especially if you have kids around you. But in order for you to manage coning, if you're not working with somebody one-on-one and you wanted to self-help, this is the way to do it. This is the way to see yourself and looking for feedback. And so the last thing I really wanted to share with you is that the muscles need hypertrophy and need harder exercises to challenge itself for it to rebuild, for it to heal. So don't be afraid to try harder exercises. Thank you so much for tuning in, and check out more of my other videos. And if you wanted to learn more about how to engage your core properly, what cue would work better for you, I would love for you to check out how to engage your core correctly and properly. That would be my next video recommendation for you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.